Water often gets into many people's homes through the tap, and by taking one turn, it flows out to be used. But many people hardly know the process it takes to get this water here. Sometimes it flows out with a different color, yet water is expected to be colorless. So I decided to go to the source of the water to find out what it takes to get this water into a home. National Water gets its water from the lake, and here 3 huge pipes are sunk 15 meters deep into the lake. This has since been extended to 210 meters into the lake, which was not the case before.
And it has helped us to overcome seasonal fluctuations in the raw water quality, and also we are no longer affected by the receding lake levels. So by that intervention, we are able to maintain our output of the plants and with the desired quality of water.
The water is now channeled to a balancing tank, which acts as a distribution tank to the treatment chambers, but also acts as a settling tank where a lot of algae bloom settles. This is because the water contains algae. The water is then filtered at the next point so that physical materials are removed like fish and sand, which come through from the lake. Lake Victoria, which is the source of this water that National Water distributes to Ugandans, has over the past few years become polluted due to the high increasing levels of pollution, which have seen things like metal get into the water. Now what this means is that National Water has had to go an extra mile to invest more into the chemicals that they use to purify the water. It is at this point that chemicals are added into the water at different intervals and in different portions.
The first chemical to use is aluminum sulfate. That one is basically to coagulate the impurities, make them bigger, and they settle down by gravity in the treatment units which we have here. The others are chlorine, we use for killing germs, disinfection, commonly used for disinfection. The other one is soda ash. We use it for correcting the pH. Once the pH goes below 6.5, we have to raise it.
It is also at this stage that all the dirt from the water settles into these chambers, which are later cleaned to remove the waste. The cost implication and method of treating the water is too high and environmentally friendly.
With the time we dispose of, we dislodge this waste. Here in Gaba, we have dislodging beds where that sludge goes, and we treat it before finally the pure water, the clean water is allowed to go back to the lake. Some of the water is actually recycled into the system.
The water is then pumped into another chamber, and at this stage, further tests are done in the laboratory to clarify if the water is ready for distribution. The entire process takes about 2 to 3 hours, and the machines are run on a daily basis, although intermittent power shortages often stalls the process. But how come that sometimes the water we get in our homes is not clean, even having gone through all this treatment?
We transport this water through a pipe network up to as far as Matuga, as far as Mukono, as far as Budo. And within the distribution network, there are points, some of our pipes burst. And that poses a point for recontamination. And also, at the customer's premises, we are not in control of the storage tanks the customers use to store the water.
However, the technicians insist that regardless of it having a different color, among other physical characteristics, the bacterial characteristics are not compromised because of the chlorine used to treat the water. Only 60% of Ugandans are connected to the national grid, which supplies water at an affordable fee. However, the demand is way higher than the current supply. Craig Kadoda, NTV, EcoTalk.